40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi month continues with General Lando Calrissian from Star Wars The Black Series on Way I Got It Figured.
The way I got it figured.
What's up, figure fans? Way I Got It Figured back with another Star Wars Black Series review. This time we're looking at General Lando Calrissian from Star Wars Return of the Jedi. By now, I'm sure you must know, whether I've said it or not, but definitely if I've said it, that this is the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi in May, specifically May 22nd, 1983. So Return of the Jedi is one of those movies that have a special place in my heart. Obviously, I love all the Star Wars original trilogy films, the prequel films. Maybe I don't love the sequel trilogy, but you know, it's still Star Wars. But of all those movies, my absolute favorite movie, and I saw them all in theaters, but my favorite was Return of the Jedi. When Return of the Jedi came out, I was 9, and we saw it in the theaters, and it just, you know, it seemed like an ending to me. So, you know, when it ended, it felt like it was over. So, you know, I always remember that first time seeing it in the theaters and the reaction of the death of Darth Vader and the Empire being destroyed, and you know, sort of being almost a fairy tale ending, except that Darth Vader was dead. But you know, it's my favorite. Yeah, sure, I will go ahead and say Empire Strikes Back is probably the best movie, but it's not my favorite. My favorite is Return of the Jedi. So when I, you know, think of the original trilogy heroes, you know, I kind of think of them in Return of the Jedi. You know, everybody was at their peak, so to speak, in that movie. So when I get hero versions of them, that's how I want them. And that brings us to Lando here. So General Lando Calrissian, this is his outfit from Return of the Jedi after he rejoined the Rebel fleet and was promoted to general so that he could lead the fighter attack on the Death Star 2. Now this figure specifically was purchased at kidswarehouse.com. I got him for $7.99, and how I ended up getting him and the Emperor at a very low price was because there was one General Lando Calrissian sitting in a Walmart that I frequented many times. Picked up a lot of great stuff there, and that Lando still to this day is still there. So I want to say this was like January or February. I went ahead and picked up that Lando, and he was $20. He was $24.99. His price had went up. You know, this was a $19.99 figure because he came out, I don't know, 2 years ago. The prices hadn't gone up yet, but they were charging $24.99 for him. So I bought them, but I was like, oh man, let me see if I can find them cheaper. And I did. I found them for kids on Kids Warehouse. Immediately snapped him and the Emperor up and returned the one to the Walmart up the street from my then job. And that Lando got returned back to stock, and he's still sitting in that Walmart right now for $24.99. So if you want to go get him, if you live in the area that I live in, he's at Route 40 Walmart. Go on and get him. But I got this one for $8, which I feel like the price is about right. All right, so that spiel aside, we're going to get into Lando's packaging. We're going to get into his articulation, his accessories, and final word. So let's do it. Starting with the packaging, we've got Lando in the old Black Series packaging. Before they, well, it's the same package, but now they've just covered this part up. So now you get a render of the figure, but he is pre that. He's got his little pistol and that ready smile. Got a little bit of art there of Lando. And then in the back, another portrait of Lando with some blurbs, which we will read. General Lando Calrissian. Lando Calrissian served as a general in the starfighter attack on the second Death Star, showing off his superb piloting skills by guiding the Millennium Falcon into the Death Star superstructure. And we know what happened then. He indeed destroyed the Death Star and escaped just in time with the Millennium Falcon. Alright, so we're going to get old Lando out and see what we can see. Alright, we've got Lando on the turntable. And as anyone who would be watching this channel no doubt knows, Lando was portrayed in the original trilogy by the one and only Billy D. Williams, who, as well as Lando, is known as the suave purveyor of Colt 45. Works every time. I don't know. I never drank Colt 45, but apparently it worked every time. But Lando always was a cool character, suave and sophisticated, and able to make even Han Solo insecure. So yeah, good old Lando. Here we have him in his general outfit. His accessories, most of them are attached to his body, his cape and his holster, but he also comes with this very small blaster, almost worth calling it a holdout blaster. It's so small. But that's it, you know. He was flying ships. He wasn't getting in gunfights. So looking at Lando up close and personal. He's got an excellent portrait of Billy D. Williams. I mean, that's, you know, definitely photo real. Looking all debonair. His cape is a little wrinkled, but, you know, sitting in the box for years, I guess we'll do that. I could probably steam it or something and make it like smooth, and I perhaps will at some point. But for now, we'll leave it as is. He's got his holster here, which I'm sure you could remove by just manipulating the arms to get it off. But yeah, he's got his stripes. He's very accurate. Got his little hand things on there. Yep, General Lando. So for articulation, he has the usual Black Series articulation. You can get a decent T-pose. No bicep swivel, but he does have elbow swivel and bend, wrist swivel, but not bend. Well, yeah, he does this way. You can bend it that way. Sorry. It's not super deep, but it does work. And this one, the trigger hand bends down a bit. Then he's got an calling it a crunch would be an exaggeration. But it's there. Obviously his waist. So his waist seems like he doesn't turn at the waist. This is odd. The belt feels like it's separate, but it doesn't really, you know, move. So yeah, doesn't look like he has waist articulation, but he does have thigh swivel. He does have boot cut, and he does have the articulation. And then he does have ankle pivot and rocker. The rocker's not very good either, but it's there. It's weird. Seems like it should swivel, but it doesn't. That's pretty much all the swivel you're gonna get. All right, let's get them geared up. It's not gonna take very long. There you go, Colt 45. Works every time. So, of course, he has the cape on, but for most of the movie, he does not wear the cape. Once he boards the Millennium Falcon, he takes it off, and you only see him for the rest of the movie in the Millennium Falcon with no cape on, and then at the end, the very end of the movie, clap it off beat to the Ewok song with also no cape on. So, but as a hero version, I will most likely leave the cape on. It gives him a more regal presence that way. And I don't know, that's just how I prefer it. I like the cape. So there you have it, General Lando. Next, I'm going to pose him with his fellow original trilogy heroes, as I like to do. So we'll get to that. All right, so there we go. Original trilogy heroes. Just missing one. And that would be R2-D2. C-3PO doesn't want to cooperate, but it's okay. Just, there we go. There you go. A couple of these for hero reasons I'll probably replace in a permanent display. Like, I don't like that Leia's helmet doesn't come off, and there's a better version of Luke. Actually, there's a couple of ones. So there's the Imperial Light Cruiser version, and then there's probably going to be the one with no robes coming very soon. So, you know, my permanent display might differ a little bit, but I actually like this Princess Leia as like a hero version of Princess Leia, period. I really love this figure. And then Imperial Light Cruiser Jedi Luke will probably replace this one. But yeah, there you go. R2-D2's coming at the end of the year, around Christmas. So I expect to be doing a review for him too. All right, let's move on to the final word on General Lando Calrissian. Okay, so the final word on General Lando Calrissian. Obviously, he is a beloved original trilogy hero and deserves to be immortalized in the Black Series line like all the other heroes. I just didn't want to pay $20 for him. And I guess part of it was that, you know, they had made so many, you know, for years, for like a year and a half, he was like clogging up pigs or whatever. But when I decided to go ahead and take the plunge and, you know, have a very limited Black Series collection, he immediately jumped near to the top of the list. And, of course, that was when they started drying up. So, I did grab one eventually. For a great price for an old figure. But, you know, as a figure, there's nothing wrong with him. It's a pretty great figure. He, you know, does what the Black Series does, which is capture the essence of the character in 6-inch scale right from the screen. And this figure does that. So, in my estimation, you know, for a Star Wars Black Series figure, I'm going to give him a 9 out of 10. Yeah, I'll stick with a 9. I like it. 9 out of 10. He's got a nice cape, which I'm definitely going to steam. And, you know, he can stand there and look suave. So there you go. Lando Calrissian. General Lando Calrissian. Where I got it figured, 9 out of 10. All right. Return to Jedi month rolls on. Still got some heavy-duty reviews to do. So please stay tuned. If you're new to the channel, like, subscribe, and leave a comment. If you're not new to the channel, like, comment, let me know you're still there. You know, this is an outlet for me to, you know, have something useful to do with these action figures rather than just having them. So, you know, I do like feedback. So like I said, more Return of the Jedi videos to come for this month and really throughout the year, because Hasbro is doing a big Return of the Jedi 40th anniversary push. And as I said, it's my favorite movie, so a lot of those figures I'll be getting. So until the next time, please, everyone, stay safe, and I'll see you all on the next video. Peace.
The way I got it figured.